Hello and welcome to Actor Reviews in English, and happy 2024. I hope you all had a great festive period and that you started this year in the best way possible, and that this year is better than last year, or at least no worse. And starting off the year with this TLDR, first TLDR look at the review of the year, we have a set of ultra budget IEMs. Now, last year, the first TLDR review of the year, or the first review in general of the year, was the Kiwi Cadenza, which ended up being my personal pick for the best set of IEMs under 50 euros at the end of the year. I don't know if you've seen that video. I published it at the end of 2023, like a week ago, something like that. So if you have seen that, you know that the first of the year actually ended up being the best of the year. And this year, we're starting off with something that's going to be pretty tough to beat as well. These are the 7Hz 02. Now, these IEMs have been sent to me by Linsol. I have no affiliation with Linsol. You can find out more by checking out the full review, which is linked in the description, or just head over to actorreviews.com. Okay, so as always with the TLDR, I'm going to take a look at what I think is the best, what I think is the worst, what I think is good, what I think is bad. Not in that order. And starting off, as always, with something good. Now, to me, something good, I mean, the price is good. They've got to be, you can't say the price is not good, but the second version of the Zero, the price is the same, or in fact, it's $1 cheaper than the original Zeros, but the price is already good on the originals. So something else good about this is they fixed something that I wasn't really an issue with the original Zeros. I just thought the original Zeros looked a bit too much like a child's toy. And while the aesthetics haven't really changed much, they are still the same shape, same size, same fit, all that kind of thing. They have changed the color schemes. And I have to say that I prefer the new color schemes to the old ones. They don't look so cheap and tacky to me. So that is something good. Now, something bad. Well, this is not necessarily bad because it's something that, although it might be a negative for me, it's going to be a positive for a lot of people. And that's the fact that there's more emphasis on the mid-bass on these than there was on the originals. Now, I was a fan of the originals where it sort of like ramped up into the sub-bass as we dropped down. This has got more of an emphasis on the mid-bass. So for those of you who wanted a bit more punch on the originals, this is going to be a very big positive for you. For me, slightly, I'm saying it's a bad because there really isn't much bad to say about this, but I'm going to put this as a negative for my personal taste, but it's not really something bad because it's going to be something that the majority appreciate. Now, the best. Okay, the best to me is the fact that on the original Zeros, there was a peak in the upper ranges, up in the treble area, that could become very harsh with some tracks. That certain music just found that peak, and it could be a little harsh and a little uncomfortable in those upper ranges. That has gone on the 02. They have got rid of that peak, and while the treble is not quite as airy as the originals, it is smoother and it can make for a more relaxing listen. Yet the worst to me is also in this upper ranges, and what it is around 5 to 6, probably around the 6K mark. There's just a bit of lack of presence that it's not enough. There's not enough there for me. And this has moved the emphasis too much towards the lower end for my personal taste. Now, I said that the additional mid-bass was something negative for me personally. It's not really. I think what it is the combination of that bit of extra mid-bass plus the lack around 6K does move the emphasis to that range, which makes them a little bit too warm and mid-bass focused for my personal taste. But again, that is going to be something that is going to please a lot of people. So I'm going to leave it there because the full review, I'll go into more detail. But basically, these are no better and no worse than the originals. They're different. Both the originals and the 02 are great IEMs for the price. There's not really a lot of negative to say about them. They're just two different flavors. One is sort of more balanced and a little brighter little area. The other is a bit more mid-based focused. So if you know your preferences, one of the two is going to suit you just fine. As I said, I'll leave it there. If you want to know more, check out the full review, which is linked in the description, or just head over to actionreviews.com, and I'll be back with another one soon. Have a great year.